Panther people, what is up? What's going on? You're watching Panthers Post with Phil Perkins. Thanks for joining. If you're new here, and there's been literally over 2,000 of you in less than a year who are new here, and those who have been here since day one, you're now kind of like family to me. But if you are new here, make sure to pound and keep pounding that subscribe button, the like button, and those keyboards. Let me know how you feel in the comment community. It is a beautiful place to be. Let's get right to it. We're going to get to the news. We're going to get to mock drafts. We're going to get to free agency pickups. We're going to get to rumors. But number one, I want to say thank you. It's about you guys and girls. Over 2,000 people have subscribed to Panthers Post since it started in April of 2021. It started as me kind of venting my questioning, frustration with the fact that they picked up Sam Darnold. And I guess it's been a trend throughout the rest of the regular season and the off season. And it kind of blossomed from there. And the fact that I've met so many cool people through the comic community, you know, as well as PNP, Unnecessary Bluntness. Me and him talk to each other all the time via social media, mainly about Panthers vintage clothes. Talk to some Canadian fans who are Bills fans. Have yet to be on their show yet, but I'm definitely going to try to make it out there. Dude's got a family. It's been tough. But it's just, man, it's a great online community, and it's so much fun. I don't know what it is, but Carolina Panther fans are super active on social media, super active on YouTube, always going back and forth with me, telling me your thoughts about the draft, the offseason, what the Panthers need to do with Matt Rule, hopefully without Matt Rule down the line. But it's just been a lot of fun. And honestly, this is why I do it, because it's fun. Talking sports is like a second language to me, and talking Carolina Panthers is right there with it. And it's been a lot of fun with you guys, and I hope to just continue growing, continue showing you the best content, and just, venting my frustrations and my wishes for this team. Because after watching the Cincinnati Bengals lose out in the Super Bowl, but make the Super Bowl, and then just seeing, all those Los Angeles Rams fans, all 5 of them, no, but honestly, they're fans there. St. Louis was a very passionate fan base. To see them so happy, to see their team hoist a Lombardi trophy for the second time in their franchise history was just, man, I felt like I felt encouraged. I don't know why I felt encouraged. I didn't feel sad. I felt encouraged that it is going to happen at some point in the next 10 years. I really do feel like that's going to happen. I really, really do. And hopefully this post is still going down, and that'll be one wild episode. If you're a fan of mock drafts, like I am, it is very much mock draft season. But if you talk to any NFL draft expert, they're going to say it's kind of hard to determine who teams are picking without factoring in who they're picking up in free agency. Who are they paying big money to from other teams to come to theirs to try to make them better? You kind of get your pressing needs made first from experienced veteran guys in the free agency market, and then you kind of fill in those gaps in the draft. And so, it feels like a hollow experiment to do these mock drafts without trying to figure out where a squad is at after free agency. So I thought I would go on Sports Track and go on some other websites to find out market values for some free agents out there on the Panthers and also on other teams to try to bolster this lineup and try to make it better. You see, the Panthers have around $18 million in cap space. So I did a lot of fudging of numbers. Now, I'm not Samir Suleiman. I didn't really plan for the next couple of years. I just really planned for this offseason. So this could be completely wrong, completely off base, and make absolutely no sense. But this is what I did. All right. So one of the first things I did was I restructured the contracts of Taylor Moton, Christian McCaffrey, Shaq Thompson. I changed all those guys' contracts to try to make it a bit more fuller later on in their careers. I kind of switched everything to signing bonuses. And again, I'm just learning this all on the fly. Signing bonuses don't count in cap space. And last time I checked, we have the richest owner in the NFL. So that's not a big deal. And so I kind of gave them most of their salary in the form of a signing bonus. And I cut guys, I cut loose some dudes, and also I just did not extend some guys. First, let's talk about who I did not extend. And I did not extend Dante Jackson. I feel like because as a younger guy, he's going to demand more money. And we already got a pretty young crew in the DB room, and they're all of a different stature. A stature that, from what I know of, Matt Rule and Scott Fitterer just don't appreciate guys who are less than 6 feet and not long, a la Dante Jackson. Instead, I ended up extending Stephon Gilmore. I gave him a 2-year contract. I think it was around like $15 or $14 million a year. He is that veteran presence, that Super Bowl champion who can guide the likes of J.C. Horn and that young cornerback room for the Panthers. And I feel like that's pretty good right there. I also extended some situational guys who have just really shown their value. Guys like Frankie Louvu, who really put it all out there and gave 120,000% on special teams, on defense when he was in for Shaq Thompson as well. So I gave him a new contract. I also then gave Zane Gonzalez, who we found when he was hurt. This guy was a big part of our offense, and we were all over the place with our kicking situation, and so I gave him a new contract. He's making $980,000 a year. Brendan Zalstra, my CFL guy, role player, but he's had pretty sure hands as well and pretty good on special teams, so I gave him a new contract. Again, he's making around $900,000 a year. I gave him a $500,000 signing bonus. I cut Cam Irvin. I don't think anyone's going to be upset about that. I cut Troy Pride Jr. I know he's injured, but I feel like I'm just going to kind of rip the Band-Aid off. I already figured he's going to get cut. But I did not re-sign Cam Newton. Maybe I should have, because at the end of this, I had about $2 million in cap space, so that could be something reserved for Cam. I did not re-sign Cam, so that means we're rolling with Sam Darnold. And who knows, maybe a rookie quarterback. We'll see. But here are the free agent pickups that I focused on, mainly on the offensive line. Number one pickup, the most expensive pickup that we had was Teron Armstead, left tackle, only 31 years old from the New Orleans Saints. They're kind of in the middle of a transitional period right now, depending on who they pick up at quarterback. But I'm giving him $13 million, $8 million guarantee, $5 million signing bonus. So he is going to be the anchor there. I'd rather put the money. We're in one of the most important positions. So we got Taylor Moton on the right side, and then we got Teron Armstead on the left side. No need to draft a left tackle right now and have them go through the growing pains. Just get a proven player, a la the Los Angeles Rams, and just get Teron Armstead. That's what I did. Boom. To the right side. In the guard position, I got Langston Tomlinson out of Duke University. He's been playing with the San Francisco 49ers. Again, I looked at Joe Marino's kind of how to fix the Carolina Panthers offense in just one offseason. He was one of the guard position players. He's only 30 years old, been in the league for 7 years, but has been absolutely solid. I gave him a pay raise. So base salary is $7.5 million. I gave him a $2 million signing bonus, so just over $9.5 million against the cap. Teron Armstead, Brady Christensen at guard, and maybe a rookie center, maybe Taylor Lindenbaum. Then you got Deontay Brown in the right guard spot, and then you got Taylor Moton. I think that's pretty good, especially with Camby, Aaron Rodgers' favorite coach of all time, now heading the offensive line. I feel like he can coach these guys up. It could be a formidable offensive line. Maybe draft some depth pieces later on. We don't have to just sweat at that 6th overall pick. We got to get Charles Cross. We got to get Ikem. We got to get Evan Neal. Maybe we could trade down, and then maybe you can still get a guy like Taylor Lindenbaum, or maybe just wait a little bit later on in the draft. Maybe a Zion Johnson could be a guard, or maybe there's some other center prospects out there. Maybe then you could take a flyer at a rookie quarterback, whether it's Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis, and no matter what, whoever's behind center or under center is going to have a improved offensive line, and you would assume the performances would then be better. With that, let's do a mock draft. Start draft. All right, so at the 6th pick. So again, we picked up an improved offensive line through free agency, but now we got guys like Evan Neal, Charles Cross. We got a bunch of dudes, but we got Tyler Lindenbaum, who is right there still. Every single quarterback is also available. So I'm going to trade down because we still don't have any day 2 picks. So the Atlanta Falcons are offering us something at 8. I'm going to say peace out and say what's up to the Philadelphia Eagles because they got back-to-back first-round picks, 15 and 16. So I'm going to ask for 15 for our 6, and then their 2nd and 3rd rounder, and a 4th rounder for them for next year. Because this is a big jump for them. And they say no. So no attempts remaining. Okay, so I guess I got to draft somebody. So if that's the case, so we got an improved offensive line. You still got Pat Elflein, who can play guard and center. You got Matt Paradis, who plays center, hopefully coming back healthier after an ACL. We have no Cam Newton at this point. It's just Sam Darnold and PJ Walker. Whoo, boy, there are a lot of good players still available. And we have no day 2 picks. And I'll be honest with you guys, and I mentioned before, I was impressed with this quarterback's ability to make something out of nothing, and he's accurate throwing down the field. Hometown guy. I'm taking Sam Howell. At number 6. Crazy. So now we just got to sit back and relax and wait for everyone to get drafted, and then we'll figure out where we're at. This is painful. If this actually happens, this will be painful. If we are unable to trade down and get any 2nd or 3rd round picks, this is going to suck. All right. So now we're in the 4th freaking round. Again, so we got an improved offensive line. What do we got going on? Do we want to trade down a little bit? 107, 116 with the Baltimore Ravens. Teams are generally more cool with trading down. No. Let's go DJ Dale out of Alabama. They have a pretty good track record with defensive linemen at last check. So you're solidifying that line because I did not address that in free agency. So we got a rookie interior defensive lineman, Bailey Zappi. I was not impressed with that guy in the Senior Bowl. No disrespect. DeMarco Jackson, linebacker. All right, I'm going to go DeMarco Jackson because I think we lost a couple guys in free agency as well, so I'm going to pick him up. He can learn behind Jeremy Chin, who could be moving back to linebacker, or Shaq Thompson. So we're back on the clock again. Let's look for, I did not re-sign Amir Abdullah. Let's see what running backs are available. I like Rashad White. I thought TJ Pledger also played pretty well against Senior Bowl. Apparently, he just got the call, be like, hey, do you want to come play? He did, and he thrived, especially in the game, which is important. All right, I'm going to go Rashad White. I think he's a big back, and he can run, and he can catch. That's what we need, but we need a bruising guy to punish players in the 4th quarter. I like this Lucas Krull guy out of Pittsburgh. I pick his ass up. I thought he had a lot of good attitude, and I think he and Tommy Tremble could be an absolute menace out there. And maybe get a safety if there is a safety out there to go with Jeremy Chin, or if Jeremy Chin pieces out. I didn't watch any of these guys. I'll be honest. I'll get better with time. But I see this JT Woods guy out of Baylor, and I feel like our head coach will be all about this dude. This is stressful. Being a GM is stressful. All right. So after our pickup of those free agents, obviously by Teron Armstead and Lincoln Tomlinson, so this way we felt less pressure to draft some of those top offensive lineman prospects in the 1st round with the 6th pick. No one wanted to trade with us, at least what I was offering, which could be too much. So we feel less pressure on using that 6th round pick on a quarterback because we've already addressed the other stuff, the glaring needs in the offensive line. We brought back some guys in the DB room, in the defensive end situation. We've renegotiated contracts. And so picked up the local guy, Sam Howell, who I do feel like has got that dog mentality, that competitor, and he's calm under pressure, and he makes things happen. I feel like he could be a good match, and so I picked his ass up. Got interior defensive lineman to kind of beef up that defensive line because we saw in the last 2 Super Bowls, a strong defensive line just wins you Super Bowls. That's what it does. DeMarco Jackson to work alongside Shaq Thompson. Rashad White to kind of beef up that running back room. Lucas Krull, a pass catching tight end. Again, dog mentality, and I feel like he could run the nice routes. He's worked with Kenny Pickett. And also JT Woods got a safety there in the back to work alongside or replace Jeremy Chin if he comes down to linebacker. That's what I all had to do. Let me know what you think. If you're pissed, if you're happy, let me know. I'm going to try this again. Maybe I get better at it. Maybe different free agents. We'll see what happens. Let me know. Continue to spread the word. Continue to like, subscribe, comment. Let me know. See you guys soon.